going on, everybody? Taco Shooter here with another fantabulous episode of Let's Talk About It with our featured guest today, none other than the one and only Mr. Free-to-Play Adjacent himself, Prplestiky. Welcome, Prplestiky. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, I'm doing well, Taco. Thank you so much for having me, my friend.
Man, I'm super excited to have you here. It's far and few between when you could just reach out to a friend at the very last second while they're suffering from an extreme hangover the night before, and they say, yeah, absolutely, whatever you need. So I'm really thankful and appreciative that you were able to make it today. Thank you so much, my guy.
Happily, man. You know I got you. Whatever you need.
I appreciate it, man. So let's just hop right into it. As far as streaming goes, streaming and YouTube and whatnot goes, how long have you been streaming?
I started out in June, so I've been streaming for about 6 months now.
Nice. And so you've been streaming for 6 months. What about YouTube? Because you've been doing a lot of really, really good YouTube content lately. Was that where you started, or did you start with streaming?
Honestly, about the same time. The YouTube stuff was just I was already doing the streaming stuff, so shortly after that, started posting up some Cosmic Crucible fights and stuff to YouTube and all. So right around the same time, but it all kind of, I figured I was already doing the stuff on stream. Might as well hit the record button, post it up, and see if anyone found it interesting. And luckily, so far, people have been responding pretty well to the YouTube content. So
nice, that's awesome, man. And then, so why did you decide to get into streaming? Or just content creation in general.
Right. I don't know. There was no single trigger. I just felt like maybe I had a little bit of something to kind of add to the conversation, and spent a lot of time, especially during COVID. Nowhere to go, hanging out in stream, getting to know the MSF community a little bit through various Twitch content creators and all that good stuff, and really enjoyed the community. Figured I was like, this seems like something I could get into. Seems like a nice outlet for my personality to make a fool of myself in front of people on the internet. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean it's done pretty well for me as far as just making a fool out of yourself in front of others. I think it's well received. I think everybody appreciates a level of self-deprecating humor, right? Like it's a good time for everyone.
yeah, no doubt. That's my brand too. Just really dragging myself through the mud, having a good time.
And as far as the game goes, do you find that you enjoy playing the game as is? Are there things in particular that you would really like to see changed?
I generally speaking very much enjoy the game. I have way more fun doing it on stream than I do, sitting on my sofa with the tablet or the phone playing. So selfishly for me, some of the stuff that I find to be more streamable content, I would love more of. Any day of the week. I've been saying it for a long time. If you got rid of one of those 3 wars a week and gave me another set of Cosmic Crucibles, I'd be all over it. But even stuff like Tower, I just, I really like stuff that gets the stream involved, and we can push tough content and kind of use that collective intelligence of chat to get through the tough floors of Tower, or a tough Crucible opponent, things like that. So more stuff like that really challenges my roster and kind of makes me plan and think outside the box. And less of the mundane, right? I no more blitz rotations, please, for God's sake.
Absolutely. And then outside of the game, do you have any hobbies in particular that you really like to partake in?
So I am a giant nerd. So when I'm not playing MSF, I'm probably playing a different, video game, whatever it is, PC, Switch, PS5, whatever. I'm a giant nerd. So honestly, in my free time, if I'm not playing another game, I'm either spending time with the wifey, or I'm at the gym. I'm a big gym guy. I try to go every day, so that's a good outlet for me. Nice balance to sitting around playing games, not doing much, and then I get go out for 2.5 hours and push myself. So that kind of helps me balance myself out. You know what I mean? Feel less bad about sitting around playing video games for 6 hours a day if I work out a little bit. So enjoy that.
So and back to streaming itself. Is there? Do you see yourself streaming any other video games, or do you just like streaming Marvel Strike Force and don't really want to mess with the other stuff? Because you say you're a nerd and you're a gamer, you like to do other games.
Yeah, no, I would be totally down for it. I just haven't yet for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know the reason why. I could. Right now, definitely just focused on MSF, but I'm not opposed to it. I think what it would probably end up being is just like a nightcap to an MSF stream. One of those
Yeah.
kind of deals where we get done with our stuff, but I'm still in the mood. So like, whatever. If you guys want to hang around, we'll toss this on for a bit. But as far as like getting, I really only have room in my life for one time sucking game at a time. So it would be like very chill content if I did it. There'd be no, we'd hang out and chat and have a good time, but there'd be no YouTube videos or anything like that. It would just be a nice little nightcap to MSF. MSF takes enough out of me. I don't have time to deep dive into anything else, but I'm not against it. Just haven't done it yet.
I resemble everything about that. Like I love the idea of so I'm really enjoying streaming. I do this as a hobby, but I never anticipated this as something that would go exceptionally well for me in particular. And so the idea of streaming other games and doing other content is a little enticing, but I'm much lazier than people give me credit for. Like I just don't want to. Like just a whole lot of don't want to in my life. I'm very lazy.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you put in the hours though. You do a lot of MSF streaming, and I don't think people, I don't think people really recognize, as viewers, it is kind of exhausting. Like I don't know about you, like I'll sort of hit a wall where I'm just like, all right, I'm good. I had fun, but I'm like wore out because it's not just playing the game, but it's like the engaging with chat and stuff. There's like your mind's doing 1,000 things at the same time, and it's like very mentally draining. So like when I'm done personally, I'm like, oh, I just kind of want to chill for a bit, man. I need to decompress.
So honestly, it's the exact opposite. So the more engaging chat is, the more I can go for hours and hours on end. So if chat is just moving a mile a minute and constantly going, and I can sort of pick little tidbits of information to sort of converse about, I won't stop streaming. Like the people, it's not an unusual thing to come on my stream and me just be chatting with folks and the screen in the background not change for 2 fucking hours. Oh, dang it! I'm doing my best not to curse during these things. It's one. Anywho, but I mean seriously, the as long as the chat is engaging. And this goes across the board. I think the more engaging the chat is with the streamer themselves, the longer that stream is going to go, the more entertaining the stream is going to be, and it's just going to be a lot more fun for everybody involved. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I will say I definitely need to develop that skill set a little bit better. Like that's why I find it so easy to stream things like Cosmic Crucible. It's like because I have something to focus on, a very specific topic that we're talking about, that we're planning, things like that. And then when there's, quote unquote like dead air, not dead air, but like
Yeah.
there's a lull, there's not something very specific that we're doing. I kind of get in my own head. I'm like, well, these guys, these whoever's watching, they're not going to be interested in this. So I actually find myself not streaming on days where like there isn't something big going on. And I've thought about it, and I don't know, maybe that's a personal thing. Like I'm not giving myself enough credit or something. I don't know, but I'm like, I can hop on and stream right now, but I'm not going to because we're just going to be doing dailies. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, this and that. So maybe I need to chill a little bit and just swing for the fences and just
absolutely.
go for it.
I think the most important thing as far as streaming goes is just finding that schedule and sticking to it. You're an entertaining guy. You're fun to hang out with in stream. You're fun to hang out with outside of stream. You've got a very engaging and welcoming personality, and I think streaming can to be a good avenue for you to just sort of vent in general and have a good time. But there's lulls, and you got to be able to find ways through those lulls. All right. So last thing I want to chat about before we move on to our roundtable discussion is Scourge. So a lot of people know the Scourge videos that Dorky Dad puts out, but you also are a big Scourge glutton for punishment. Like you are going to do 78,000 rotations and restart 183 million times because you hate yourself. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't respect my own time.
So, but that being said, you've got a really good product that you put out there. So when you're putting those together, how are you able to talk about your process through them so easily? Is it because you've done it a million times and at this point it's second nature as you're going through those, or like what's your sort of mindset when you're doing that?
No, it's kind of exactly what you said. I mean, I would say this one I probably did this past Scourge, probably like honestly like 6 total complete runs to get the final score, which is probably about 4 to 5 more than any sane human being should do.
Yeah.
But like untold amounts of like resetting the nodes, hours upon hours to get it right and like get the score that I did and all that. So at the point where I'm recording a video, which is at the end, I've just done it so much that it just kind of I can just tell you what I did and the teams that I brought in, the way I went about it. Now, in my particular Scourge content, I quite frankly don't have the patience or the hard drive space to just record all of the runs and be able to play back the runs. So I tend to come back and do a high level recap of like, hey, here's where my teams were at. This is what I was able to do. Here's some high level thoughts around the node, how you want to approach it, who are the most important characters that I found during my run, which Scourges were the toughest, which ones I thought were going to give me a hard time, but ended up not being that bad, things like that. So it tends to be a very high level overview of it. And not like the in-depth wave-to-wave strategy. And, to be honest, Dorky does such a good job on it. It's like I'm just going to be kind of beating a dead horse at that point. So my niche, my approach to that is more, as you said, being the most dominant free-to-play adjacent player in the world for anything, is just how to... can't even say it with a straight face. How to get the most out of... I try to find the convergence of the highest possible score with the least possible investment. I have to be extremely lean and discerning.
So last part. So as free to play adjacent, your TCP is.
I can tell you that's a good question. I think I'm on the precipice of 30 mil. I am 29.7.
Okay.
And I've been playing for 1,600 days. Seems right. A long time. 1652.
1652, almost 30 mil TCP. And what was your ranking for this last Scourge?
I want to say it was like 3. I don't know if you can still see it now. Yeah, you can't. Like 360, mid 3s.
Okay, so top 500.
Right around there.
Right?
Yeah, top 500. Yeah, so I got myself a nice 7 yellow AA there. So.
All right, nice. All right.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of how I gauge myself too. Like my TCP, like you know what I mean. Like I'm around. I want to say like 33, a little over 3,300 TCP. Yeah. So I feel like if I'm doing better than that in a ranking for something like Scourge or Cosmic Crucible, I'm like, all right, I'm punching above my weight. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I rank myself there.
Absolutely. All right. So thank you so much. I appreciate you being here today, Prplestiky. We're gonna hand it on over to our panel discussion, which of course will be centered around Cosmic Crucible. So we're gonna get started in just one moment. All right, what is going on? So welcome to what in the world is happening right now? All right, Red, you ready? We got Red. Oh no.
Yeah, I can be.
Oh, perfect. All right. So today, we're for our Cosmic Crucible roundtable discussion. I've got with us So I've got with us Hydriss is joining us today, as well as Prplestiky, Visara, and none other than Red himself, one of the top Cosmic Crucible players in the land. I believe Red is currently, I know he's in the top 5 somewhere. Oh, look at that, number 5.
Yeah, I think I dropped to 5 now.
All right. You got your camera there? Or is this a bad time for camera?
Hey, give me 1 second. I'm walking back to my car now.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Walk
All
back
right.
to the car to get camera time. Must have kids. Get alone time, you got to go back to your car. I understand.
What'd you get at Starbucks?
All right, let's see.
Yeah, the anti-sugar.
Yeah.
All right, so while Red's getting in position, Hydriss, what's your TCP, free to play, cheap to play, super Kraken, where you fall?
Before this year, cheap. This year high, so somewhere around Dolphin. TCP is 28.3 million.
Okay, 28.3 million. And how do you enjoy Cosmic Crucible? Are you a big fan of it?
Usually.
All right. And Sticky, we already learned about you. Visara, what about you, sir?
How's it going, Taco?
You got 78 accounts over there.
Yeah. So, like I had said previously, basically that first match, I'll pick the hardest one and the one that I think I'm most likely to lose. And if that one goes sideways, then I just try to clear. But otherwise, I try to be competitive with every account. So, yeah.
All right. You enjoy playing Cosmic Crucible, though?
It gets repetitive 5 times with 5 different accounts, but it's fun. I like the strategy involved, and then sometimes wife throws her phone at me so that I can do it for her too. So
yeah,
there's an extra one.
So I gotta say, I am a little jealous of I am a little jealous of the idea of playing Cosmic Crucible 15 times. That in particular, I find very satisfying.
Yeah, it's a lot.
All right. And Red, what about you, sir? So 47 mil TCP? Did I see that right? I thought we had Red.
Oh.
No,
the car signal went out again.
43 mil TCP. There we go. 43
Nice,
mil TCP, Red. What about you? How I'm assuming as a top 5 player in CC, you really enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I would like to see, some of these rooms change up or the season change up more frequently. This one's getting a little stale now. But I could say that about pretty much all the game modes. I'd like to see all the game modes come back more frequently, like Tower Mode and Pocket Dimension. You know, as long as they kind of tune them correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. So Red. So we'll start with you. With Cosmic Crucible, what is it that you find? So the one thing that you find most frustrating and the one thing that you find most satisfying about Cosmic Crucible?
Most frustrating about Cosmic Crucible. The most frustrating thing that's happened to me a few times is if you crash during a fight, it counts as a loss. And especially on like a team where you need to sack, like depending on how turtly you get on defense, a lot of people throw a sack team at Tangled Web or, maybe some Red Hulk, Dark Hulk variants. So when you sack them and then you get a crash on another attempt, then you're really shooting yourself in the foot, and there's going to be a very slim chance of clearing after that. So I don't know if that's something you can fix per se. I would like the game not to crash ever, obviously. But that's super frustrating.
Yeah, I think the crashing is going to be that one in particular is one that we unfortunately probably just have to deal with just because it is a mobile game, so that you don't have that direct line connection. And then, of course, the Scopely's not exactly known for having the most stable operating system in the world to begin with. So we're sort of damned by in a number of ways when it comes to that.
Fragile framework, right?
Yeah, Sticky, what about you? What the one thing that you like the most, the one thing that's so frustrating?
I just, dude, I love Cosmic Crucible, man. I have so much fun with it. And it's like the streaming aspect of it, like being able to do it with chat and have them rag on me, or just like we just have hype moments, man. It's like a party. Every time we do Cosmic Crucible, it's just like a madhouse party in here, man. They love it. I love it. It's just fun to stream. So that's most of my enjoyment from it. I'm also kind of where I'm at, nowhere near red, about 160 spots down on that leaderboard from him, but good for you, by the way, man. But the people that I'm fighting in my bracket, the TCP difference compared to me is not always, but I'm almost always the lowest TCP in there, and a lot of the punch-ups are just like staggering, where I'm just like, there's no way I'm going to be able to punch up 13 mil against this guy. And sometimes we pull it out, and that just makes it even more exciting. So
yeah, I've seen your
really
videos.
Enjoy.
You get so excited; it's adorable.
We get really excited. I probably have too much fun with it, man. I don't know. Chat gets me gassed up, and we just have a blast. But so that's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. And yeah, just a little bit of the frustration is. Like Red said, right? The crashes, you go into a fight and you randomly, crash out, and that's incredibly frustrating, and it costs you an attack, and there goes 400 efficiency points. But also just a little bit wore out with Age of X, right? It has like fully overstayed its welcome. I'm ready to move on from that. So
so maybe that's
to freshen up.
So maybe that's a better direction to go with this conversation. So for me, I look at Cosmic Crucible, and I absolutely adore Cosmic Crucible. But like the one thing that I want more than anything is constant change. I would like, so I'm okay with the Age of X. Like, so if they want to do like let's say a month-long all tab server, that's fine. But like the rooms in particular, I would love for the rooms to change up like weekly, bi-weekly, like significantly more often. I mean, they don't have to change every single week, but for every Crucible, but like just some type of difference from that's far more frequent. If they want to have the one general, I'm okay with that. Or maybe even the rooms stay the same for a month, but they do change the general buff on a weekly, bi-weekly. Like there just has to be a better solution. There has to be something that can be done to give us more diversity in how we're using our rosters and how we're playing. I don't know. That's just sort of thinking off the top of my head. What do you guys think?
The only thing that bugs me.
I like moving it around a lot quite often. I think that would be better as well. Like different things more often would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But that's not the only thing that ever bugs me is there's no rule difference for so long.
Yeah.
I think what the original timeline for this season would have been perfect, but then they ended up extending it 2 months.
Yeah.
So
that hurt.
Yeah. And then as far as when you load in and it changing the positioning of your characters, I think that's the one that bugs me more than anything. I don't really have issues with crashes, and I use BlueStacks, so I haven't really had that come up. But the loading in and all of a sudden your Red Guardians in the middle is really annoying. That one hurts.
Yeah, is that something all you guys have been seeing as well? Because I know I've seen it a few times, but I don't know if I've seen it outside of Crucible.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen that.
Because of that.
What
So
was that,
here's the
Red?
thing: do you guys use save squads? Do you just populate your save squad and go?
No,
I use save squads, but I usually use save squads I have saved elsewhere.
yeah, for
So
CC, I never use save squads. I manually make every team.
So what I
Really?
found is if you half and half save squads, and this is what I have done when this has happened most often. If I use a save squad and then I change the save squad, but I don't move everybody, the ones that I put in for some reason they get moved around.
Okay, so Red, so you said you don't ever use save squads, and did you say you don't see this problem, or you do?
I've seen that problem before. That's why I don't use save squads for CC. But only for
Yeah.
CC. I mean, for every other game mode, I use save squads because it's super efficient.
Yeah.
Right.
But for CC, I always manually pick my entire team.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
So since you started doing that, you haven't been seeing that problem.
No, that problem hasn't come up once.
Interesting. That's actually fantastic to know.
Yeah, I do a combination of both. It's really whatever's convenient. Like I have a set group of save squads, so if I have one ready to go, I go for it. I don't even think about it. And then depending if I need to mix something up for a given situation, I'll build a team manually. So it's like 50-50 for me. And I honestly, I can think of one, maybe two times where I've actually seen, a change in placement that I didn't anticipate or didn't set myself. So maybe I've just been lucky with it. But
Yeah, I think that sounds like a ridiculous amount of luck, and I'm just super jealous.
Yeah. So with Crucible, Red and Sticky, when do you clear the hardest ones first, or you go from the easier ones, clear the ones you know you can complete? Like what is your method?
That really changes depending on the opponent. Sometimes I'll go knock out the 4 easy rooms first that are all one taps, and then kind of wait on the ones that I know are going to need multiple hits.
Gotcha.
it's kind of some. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just curious. I wanted to sort of continue on that as far as the when you're when you know. So at your level, do you see any opportunity for full clearing one taps where you're getting 50K plus score, or is it just primary? You know, you're going to be sacking 1, 2, 3 teams.
I mean, even up at my level, it depends on, who's putting what on defense. There's a lot of people that are very competitive up here that are going very offense heavy.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So it really depends.
All right.
Gotcha. So it depends on the difficulty, like who you see too.
Yeah, I mean, there's some huge accounts that are way bigger than me that still like going, very offense heavy. They'll have Tangled Web on offense, Darkhold on offense, ULX on offense.
And is Weaver still your hardest thing to clear? Anything with Weaver?
That depends too. I actually like keeping my unlimited on offense.
Same.
And so if someone's running Weaver on defense and unlimited on defense, then yeah, Weaver's going to be my toughest clear because I'm going to have to mirror unlimited.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what about you, Sticky? Are you do you go offense heavy, defense heavy?
I am like famously offense heavy. I can tell you like how much grief I get from Chad about how much I have on offense. So like only recently even has Infinity Watch made its way to my defense. So
Yeah.
that is not the smart play. A lot of the times I'm definitely admittedly way too offense heavy, but I have more fun with that. And to me that's like half of it too.
Yeah.
It's like I want to have a good time and play with the teams I want to play with. The turtle approach just isn't that much fun to me. So that's part of it.
My selling point.
Yeah, and then as far as targeting the rooms, I think for the most part, I tend to go with the tougher teams first to see what I'm going to need later.
Yeah.
That's generally speaking my strategy. That being said, I mean, if there's a one tap that I know with a counter, then I'm not going to need anywhere else. If I see a hero Asgard there, I'm probably just going to bring my new warriors with Star Lord and OG Spider Man in there. I'm probably not going to need those guys elsewhere. So I try to be as smart about it as I can, but a lot of times I'll make stupid decisions just because I think it'll make for an interesting stream. So sometimes, if we're having a particularly hype stream, I'll save a really sketchy fight to the end if that's going to be the deal breaker, just for the anticipation. Like I shouldn't do that, but it's just more fun. So it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day.
All right. And what about you, Hydriss?
Up until this week, I have about a half and half. Usually, I've always had my W on defense, but today I just took off my Gamma, my Tangled Web, and my Darkhold, so I could try something different.
Yeah.
Like everything else, so before this, I had those always on defense. Now I took them off just to see if I can do better just on offense than otherwise.
Absolutely.
It's the first time I've done that.
And Visara, with you and your 17 accounts, do you mix and mash, or do you just have the same thing across the board?
It depends. If I see something that works, I had a really good defensive team that was holding for me, so I kept it on D, even though it split up 3 teams.
Yeah.
But and then try to duplicate it through all the accounts, and then some of it would work, some of it wouldn't, because the power level and stuff are different. Yeah. But for the most part, I try to go pretty offense heavy. I like offense; it's fun.
And so you've got a unique situation where you've got so many accounts, and I joke that there's 17, but you've got what, 5 total, 4 babies
5.
And your main.
Yeah, so, and then if my kid gets grounded, I got 6.
So and have you ran into yourself in Crucible?
I have. So I purposely don't do that. I keep middle. I don't want to go 3-0 usually. I want to go 2-1 is where I try to keep, so I don't move up, and I try to move up the same with all of them, so I don't fight myself. So yeah, I started off. I lost on purpose on a couple to get down, and then I move up equally so that I don't have to fight myself.
All right.
Such an interesting problem to have. I'm so worried about. I have to plan around fighting myself.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah, it's always fun. Like, I mean, RTA is like crap mode, but it's always fun to fight myself in RTA. And back in the day when it actually mattered for moves and stuff, it was really nice because I could just slow roll it and I would get tons of moves that way. But yeah,
X-Force versus X-Force and exploit the Deadpool.
Yeah, the Deadpool or the Greg in going against Gila. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. All right, and I'm trying to think anything else about Cosmic Crucible that y'all really want to discuss. We've touched a lot of stuff, and this has been a fun conversation about Crucible. So I guess we'll say last words.
Let the ions and the level 4 kind of go through all the levels now, so that everybody gets a chance at getting them. I think they've held on to them at the top for quite a while enough. So start giving it to the lower people as well, and let them get there.
Oh, that's a great suggestion. Yeah. So the rewards. So sort of stretch those rewards down. Because
those people that aren't in top alliances and aren't in the top wars, they're not even getting those for war. So they got to get them somewhere. And if you want, your bottom echelon of TCP or players to be able to have something to work towards, that's a good spot to do it. Yeah, on an individual basis.
No, last time they upgraded it, they finally made it so all of gold at least gets it. But
yeah. A little bit, not a lot, but a little bit.
Yeah, and then what about you, Hydriss? Your final thoughts on Cosmic Crucible?
Just give us a better rule change thing. Fix the problem where if something goes wrong, you lose your attack. I mean, you only get 3. It's not like War where you get 10 chances.
Yeah. Yeah, Red, what about you? some
Seems
last
like we pretty
thoughts.
much- yeah, we pretty much covered all of it. I agree that they just need to keep everything fresh. They need to start changing the seasons more frequently. Yeah, and if that means you got to rework some other teams, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
As long as they don't give us a minion-centric rule set.
I'd be down for that. You guys hadn't seen my Hydra. I'd be all right with that. Put minions up there. I'll give a 1.1 million in Crucible Hydra all team. Absolutely.
I'm
Been
glad
somewhere across my
Hydriss
fingers.
I'm glad Hydriss threw in that little addendum there, because then a mobile gamer would be over here going, "You asked for this. You asked for it."
Yeah, bring it. Between my Ravagers being 16 in one account and my Hydra being 16 in another. Bring it.
All right, Prplestiky, final thoughts on Cosmic Crucible.
I love it despite its problems. I love it. Give us less overwhelmingly oppressive global buffs, and give us a pool of room bonuses that rotate out more frequently, so we can come up with creative defenses and add a little variety from week to week. But otherwise, yeah, if you're watching this and you're cracking, I'm coming for you, and you're gonna end up in one of my videos.
All right. Well, so these guys have pretty much said it all. I don't know that there's anything else left to discuss about Cosmic Crucible. If you can think of anything, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And join us next week when we solve world hunger.
Oh,
Peace and love,
Exciting.
everybody.
Dorky's not here. He's in my bracket this week.
Dorky sucks.
is he?
I got Goofy in mine.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. All right, well, I'm getting ready